bus stops at a street I'm all too familiar with, myself being the only one to step off. For it being the third day I've been in that club, I'm still not quite used to this feeling yet. It doesn't exactly help that what I've got to come back to is whatever hell my guardian has in store for me. I can't fathom what he even needs. He almost never contacts me outside of our scheduled appointments, but hearing how pissed he was on the phone, I can only imagine the type of shit I'm in for. Eventually coming across an intersection, I turned down the road leading to the city. I passed by several streets, finally approaching the meeting spot, only to not notice him around at all. Shouldn't he already be here? If he's so insistent on me arriving at a certain time, then where the hell is he? I lean back on the concrete wall, spinning a silver coin on the tip of my index finger as I hear car after car pass on the bridge above. Every minute spent waiting feels like an eternity, until finally a familiar sedan stops by a curb just down the road. My guardian, along with some woman, step out of the back seat while the car remains idling. I don't recognize her, but it wouldn't surprise me if she happens to be just an escort of his. Right as he spots me, he spares no time, walking straight over, leaving the woman accompanying him to lag behind. You know, somehow I just intuited that it would be this guy. This was the when I saw Guardian, this is the person I had in mind over the phone. What happened to being short on time? If you only have If you only have an hour here, then maybe you shouldn't go. What the hell was that? Ah! Don't you get impatient with me! Takashi Kuragane, Guardian of Hell. Before I know it, my guardians both knocked the wind out of me and kicked me to the ground. I struggle to stand or even breathe properly for that matter, but I also know there's not much I can do to retaliate. You seem to have forgotten the situation you're in, kid. Don't tell me you've already gotten amnesia in the past month. It's bad enough that I had to take the time out of my day to come here. If I'm preoccupied with business, that should be none of your concern. What the hell are you even talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Do you even know the trouble I had to go through just to keep you here? Sagawa. He's not here because of what happened to him, is he? I can't give it any more thought as his hand grips my collar, pushing me further into the wall. I'll give you 1 minute to explain yourself. I beg. It was self-defense. I didn't have much of a choice. Self-defense? What the hell else would it be? Self-defense, my ass! What sort of harm could come from a couple of children? Huh? The principal already told me the whole situation, so there's no use in playing dumb. Just outside the school premises, you had an altercation with 3 other students your age and got into a fight. Whatever happened to keeping a low profile at school? Do you want another repeat of last year, huh? That's what he's referring to? What about? If it didn't happen outside the school campus, you could have been expelled in an instant, you know that? You're lucky the principal was reasonable about the situation and gave you a second chance, even against that or what story your record might tell. Wait, record? I don't recall the principal ever bringing it up. He said my record was clear, so why wouldn't he? Even if what you did was within reason, there's no sense in taking such risks. You've already had to transfer schools twice, 1 more expulsion, and there won't be another school for you to go to. If you want any kind of independence, then I suggest you start behaving in your own damn school first. You got that? Yeah. His glare lingers for a moment before the woman behind him speaks up. You have 15 minutes until your appointment, Mr. Kuragane. I suggest you wrap things up soon. Right. I feel his grip on my collar loosen, giving me the room to stand back on my own 2 feet. Once I'm able to regain control of my breathing, I look up to the woman accompanying him. You are? That's none of your concern. Understood. Jeez. A bitch is what you are. Ignore her. Trust me, if she could be somewhere else, she'd be there in a heartbeat. I have to be on my way. But before I go, we have payment to discuss. I should have enough by the end of this week. There's nothing more to discuss. I would choose your words more carefully, kid. You should know the position you're in by now. Just so we're clear, you still have another 2 months before you can even consider yourself independent. And even then, how independent do you really think you'd be? You chose to be a part of his life, kid, all those years ago. We never once forced our hands upon you. As such, you should have known what this reality entails. Independence is, and will always be, nothing more than a pipe dream. Be grateful that the boss has taken a liking to you, considering your feats around the city. Because if it was up to me, I would have kicked you back to the curb a long time ago to live on the streets, just like the stray you are. It was a hassle trying to put you in that school. It took connections and some convincing, just to prove you weren't a complete delinquent. If you're gonna throw it all away over some meaningless dispute you had with a couple of students, then maybe we should leave you to do your own thing and just see how long it takes for you to fuck it all up again. We've done our part, kid. You could at least have the decency to follow our instruction. Now then, if you're so confident you'll have what's due by the end of the week, then you'll have no problem tacking on another 40% as an apology for your troubles. Or our troubles. 40%? But I could bump it to 50 if you still have the nerve to talk back. I thought so. The payment will be expected on the same day, the 4th of November. If you're unable to meet the deadline, then there's plenty of dirty work we can assign you. That about wraps things up here. You ready?
Of course. The two of them head back over to the car, but my guardian stops in his tracks.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Word on the street says Sagawa went out and got himself killed in an alley. Not sure what could have happened, but I suggest you keep an eye out. It'd be a real shame if you got sloppy and went out in such a boring way as that. You might have forgotten, but all that we've done for these past years has been for your sake, Hallie. Don't you ever forget that. Let's go.
All that they've done. For me. That's how they see it. Ungrateful. It's just 40%. If that's all it takes, then...
Time to pick up some extra shifts at the pirate place. Yeah.
Eli, Sayori. Sorry it took so long. Wait, where is everyone else? Oh, right. They actually just left a few minutes ago, a little after Hallie had to leave. They weren't sure if you guys are coming back or not, I'm sorry.
That's okay, club hours are just about over anyway. I don't blame them.
Eli, what happened? Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, right. Before I'm even able to get a word out about what happened, it would seem Monica has already taken quick notice of the bruise that now sits on my left temple. I haven't even gotten a look at it yet, but seeing how both of the principal and Monica reacted, I can't even begin to imagine how big it is. Sayori stays quiet as I let Monica in on everything that's happened while we were gone, temporarily excluding what the principal told me about Hallie.
I see.
Yeah, it took me by surprise too, but at least those girls won't be bothering her anymore. You could say it was quite the adventure for us. My sad attempt at humor fails to lift their spirits about this whole situation. Hopefully that wasn't completely in bad taste. Thankfully, they don't seem to mind, as I see Monica pull her into an embrace mere moments after. The silence in the room grows louder than ever, with an entire minute passing by before Monica speaks up.
Sayori, if something like this ever happens again, don't ever hesitate to tell us, okay?
She simply nods in response, soon breaking away from the embrace to rub away her tears.
I'm glad the two of you are alright. Girls like her can be pretty cruel after all. And Eli, are you sure you don't need to see the nurse?
Oh, come on, it ain't that bad.
That's pretty bad, Eli.
Really? I take out my phone, using it as a mirror to check my face. Ah, fuck. That's way bigger than I imagined it being. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt as much as you'd think. I've had way bigger bruises than this one anyway. This is nothing.
Whatever you say, Macho Man.
And the two girls soon begin laughing at my expense. Oh, so it's her joke that gets them laughing. Man, maybe I really do need to work on my sense of humor.
He totally is. This is just a tiny little Sayori. This is nothing to someone like me.
Huh? But
That's... Sayori terribly mocks my own voice, repeating what I said earlier. As much as I'd like to get back at her, or it's probably for the better that I let them have this victory, considering what happened and all. Yeah.
Oh, it even reminds me of this one time when we were little. Oh, you see?
Sayori goes on to describe in detail the time when I helped her retrieve back the frisbee she accidentally threw right into the branches of a tree. Man, they're really ripping into me, huh? It serves me right for climbing up the tree to get it for her, even if I did have to downplay how much it hurt falling out of it. All I can do is awkwardly sit back, occasionally laughing to keep the mood of the room in high spirits. This moment is soon interrupted by the sound of the clubroom door sliding open. Oh great, you guys are still here.
Oh, may we help you?
He looks around the room briefly before speaking up.
Did Hallie already leave?
Yeah, are you a friend of his?
Not exactly. I actually came to apologize.
Huh? For what?
I overheard that my girl just got into some trouble again with some boy and a girl named Sayori, I think it was.
We actually did. What about it?
Huh? So you're telling me it wasn't with Hallie?
No, man. If you're talking about Akiko, then I was the one with her.
Oh. Well, anyway, I just wanted to apologize to him for what I did, and to you guys too for what she did.
You did something to him.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell him that I overreacted. I just thought he hurt her, but it turned out Akiko kind of lied about some stuff, so... could you pass that message on to him for me?
You thought he hurt her? What do you mean?
Sorry, but I have to go now. A couple of my friends are waiting outside, and I don't want to leave them hanging. So, bye.
He was something.
Guess we'll just have to ask Hallie about that, huh?
You're right on that one. Oh, speaking of, the principal told us to tell you something about him.
He did.
Yeah, something along the lines of, he's a good kid, but he can act impulsively at times, so please keep an eye out on him for me. I'm not sure what he meant by that, to be honest.
Me neither. But he doesn't seem like the type of person to act impulsively. Is there anything else he said?
Well, he did say Hallie had a run-in with the same girl we did, but that he also wasn't in any trouble. If I had to take a guess, I'd say whatever that one guy came in here for just now may have something to do with what he told us.
That'd explain why he would randomly come in here to apologize. As much as I'd like to go press him further about it, he's likely already long gone by now. He was also in a huge rush to leave, and almost didn't feel like a real apology at all.
I got that feeling too. If he really wanted to apologize to Hallie, then why bother telling us to pass the message on for him?
We'll just have to ask the man himself if we'd like to know what really happened then, won't we?
Yeah, you're right. I'll see if I can have a talk with him the next time I see him. For now, though, I think it's about time we head home. It's close to dinner time, and I'm starving after all that's happened today.
Eli, can we stop by that bakery again? I could really go for one of their brownies.
Sayori, it's... You know what? I could too. They were actually pretty good.
You wanna come with us, Monica? As much as I'd love to, I can't. I have to be home in time to cook dinner, and still need to stop by a store on my way. Oh, man. How about we pick you up something instead?
Huh?
You wouldn't mind? Not at all. I could drop up by your place later tonight if you want. That way it stays super fresh and good.
Sayori really blurted that out, knowing full well I'm going to be the one paying for it all. As Monica considers Sayori's offer, she glances over at me, almost as if she's aware of that fact as well.
I appreciate the offer, but maybe another time. There's nothing I've got going on next Friday, so maybe we could all go there together. I'm sure the others could use a nice break from all the teasing and the testing, too. Ooh, that sounds great!
As long as I'm not paying for everyone, I'm in.
Sounds like a plan. Okay then, you two. See you next week.
The both of us say our goodbyes to Monica before heading back out into the corridors. A group hangout on Friday, huh? It's been a while since we've done anything like that. The walk back home from the bakery has been mostly uneventful. Just as I suspected, I ended up having to pay for not only the brownie, but 2 extra cinnamon buns that caught Sayori's eyes just as we walk in. Yeah, you don't need a second. Yes, no. So far, only one of the cinnamon buns remains, as she chowed down on the others before we left the bakery. She really can't control herself when it comes to sweets, huh? But you know, even if it isn't much, I've noticed that doing something as small as that really cheers her up. Especially after finding out about her condition. Those bullies, they had to have known about it, right? I mean, why else would they target Sayori like that? Broken phone, they could have just used the warranty. No, they must have known beforehand how forgiving of a person she is. I'm willing to bet that's why they...
Ew, is everything alright? You look upset.
She says this having finished her bite first. It's oddly uncharacteristic of her. Even though she isn't wrong, I laugh it off anyway to ease her worries about it. It's nothing, Sayori. I was just thinking about how hard those exams are going to be. My math teacher can be the worst, so I got a lot of studying ahead of me.
Oh, that's a really hard subject for me too. But if you'd like, I can help you study.
I don't see why not. Any help's better than none, really. My exam for that class isn't until Thursday. Maybe we can ask the others if they'd like to join in too.
The bakery must buy a session with the whole club in 1 week. That sounds like fun. But actually, they probably won't be available. We may be able to ask Natsuki, but I'm pretty sure Monica and Yuri are going to be busy for most of next week.
You might be right. Well, there's no harm in asking him. We could even see if Hallie's down. He seems pretty smart after all.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well wait, how do we get a hold of Hallie?
Good question. Guess we'll just have to find him.
Then the third round of hide and seek is a go.
Third round? What happened to the first two?
We were able to find Natsuki, Hallie was able to find Yuri, and now we have to find Hallie.
Oh, I get it. Third round of hide and seek it is then. Even if he isn't exactly going to be hiding per se. Wouldn't it be the fourth round since we found Sayori? Sayori's smile shines brighter than ever at my answer. I can't help but share a smile of my own. It's like what happened no more than an hour ago has already left her mind completely. The principal will take care of the rest. So as long as she doesn't feel burdened by it, I'm glad.